Hey folks, it's Woody here over at USA Made Blade and just coming to you from the shop tonight. Very excited to show off our brand new Southern Grind Spider Monkey Red G10 exclusive. That's right, boys and girls. Can't get this anywhere else but at USA Made Blade. We got a lot that we want to cover on this, and we're going to try and do it in a very, very short period of time. But before we go get into taking this to the mat and showing it off to you guys, just kind of wanted to tell you a little bit about it as far as what inspired us to go to Southern Grind and go after this dark red G10 as our exclusive. And to be honest with you, what inspired it is that we did an exclusive with Hinder a while back on the Hinder half track, which if you've watched our videos, you know anything about us, that's also one of our favorite knives out there. And when we did that, Hinder came out with this red G10 for the half track, and I ended up putting one in my pocket. Now, folks, I've carried all sorts of different G10s and seen how they wear and everything else. Lighter colors, of course, show dirt and things like that a lot worse. And then some of the darker colors actually show some of the wear and things like that from the pocket clip or just the different ways you carry it or dropping it with your keys. But this red G10, which you'll notice on this Hinder half track, is a spot-on match. I can get the light on those right, but it's a spot-on match to the red G10 on the Southern Grind Spider Monkey, and this is held up like a champ. It's the best looking G10 that takes abuse that I've ever seen. Hadn't faded, hadn't really worn, looks really great, and especially cleaned up, and I even cleaned that one up for this this video. So that's how the red G10 came about, and we love the Spider Monkey and wanted to be able to do it on the Spider Monkey as well. So so that's how it came about, and so glad we did it because these look just hot as hell. So one other thing I want to do, we're going to cut away from here and take this thing to the mat and just go over some specs and show you the different options that we have available on these. But before we do that, one of the things that I don't think we've ever shown before is that with this little notch right here, this knife will actually wave open. So you just have to, when you put it in your pocket, you just gotta pull straight back and that notch will catch. It doesn't do it in the pockets of all the pants I own, but most of them it does it. So anyway, just kind of a cool extra little feature. It's not really meant to be waved open, but it's not gonna hurt it, and it certainly does work. So if you practice with it a few times in the different pants that you own, it works really well. So maybe in the future we'll do another video showing a close-up of how to do that. But anyway, let's take this thing to the mat and show you guys a closer up of it and the different options that are available. All right, so we're back, and here we have the 5 different models that we have available for you. And I'm sure looking at it from this angle, if you haven't already looked on our site, you don't know what's going on. You're probably wondering, well, hey, you just got 4 satin finishes and a black PVD finish. But actually, with our working relationship with Southern Grind, we got them to send us the liners, the titanium liners, and we went ahead and anodized them and then sent them back. So instead of us taking the knife apart and doing everything here to anodize the liners, we're able to offer you guys liners that came anodized but assembled from the factory. So we've got the stonewash finish with the bronze liners, which looks fantastic with that red G10. It's tough to pick it up in the lighting that we use. We've also got it available in teal, and then we've got it available with blue liners, and then of course the black PVD coating, which is also sexy as hell, and of course just the regular stonewashed. So so let's give you some specs real quick, tell you about this knife. S35 steel, we'll get into more about that in a minute. 7.4 overall length, 7.4 inches overall length, 3¼ inch blade, 4.4 inches closed, and 3.2 ounces. fits the hand very well. I've said before in many videos, I've got good size hands. No problem getting all 4 fingers on here. Definitely the finger cutout here is very well done. Where your hand rests on the blade, it's nice if you need to choke up there with your thumb. Just a really good overall everyday carry knife. This is a knife that you're not going to have a problem, shouldn't have a problem, should check your local laws and everything else, but shouldn't really have a problem carrying to work or carrying to church. Fits great in the pocket, drops down in the pocket if you need it to without taking up too much space, and just everything about it's well done. One of the things that we don't really talk about with Southern Grind very often, and we should, is the fact that their knives just keep getting better. Every time we turn around, everything that they're putting out is better and better. We've constantly said, and this is what I was going to tell you, I'd go back with the S35 steel, but we've constantly said that they make one of the sharpest, straight from the factory edge, out of the box. It's one of the sharpest that we've ever seen, and they own the industry in that, in my opinion. They do a really good job right out of the box of being just wicked, wicked sharp. But some of the improvements that have really been made, we've seen it before with some older reviewers and things like that have said, hey, the lockup, well, the lockup on this is early, but it's very tight, and some people have had concerns about if you open it slow, whether or not it's going to lock up. Well, that's definitely, that was an issue on a much, much older model that they put out a long time ago, and that issue is gone. The other thing about them, the detents, they've definitely gotten stronger. So knife actually flips. You know what? Let's move all of these out of the way. Let me get mine out of my pocket because I've been carrying mine. So it does come, they can come a little tight, but I'm not talking about much at all on the tightness. But they do thumb open very well. Everything's very, very smooth, and they continue to get smoother. I mean, I've just put this in my pocket this morning, and it definitely continues to get more and more smooth. So, like I said, great knife. Pocket clip. That was the other thing I wanted to address before we let you go. In the past, the pocket clip has been completely, let me just make sure you can see that, completely really tight against the G10, and they've backed that off just a little. And so it fits in most pockets very nicely. And this clip still has a lot of retention to it, so the smaller clip's not going to bother you at all. But that's it, guys. It's a fantastic knife. We're very excited to have them exclusively in this red G10, and they are available now in all the different liner finishes and the stonewashed and black finish as well. They are available now at usamadeblade.com. And as always, we appreciate you watching.